considering it was snowing like crazy. Okay, let's finish up here. So we know we got to write about our stuff. Yes? Write about our stuff. It's great to see the visuals. They're beautiful. They're fantastic. But we need to talk about them. Okay? It's a have-to thing. The other thing I like to see in your portfolio sites is some personality. Okay? Personality as in, you know, we're all human beings. We all have a sense of humor. We all are kind of quirky, possibly. Utilize that, right? There's a human being behind the work that's being produced. We're not robots, right? Put a little personality on display. It's your portfolio site, right? You need to love your portfolio site because it's a reflection of you, correct? How good your work is, you know, who you are as a person, okay? So you want to add personality. I'm not saying go off the deep end and throw out all professionalism, right? We're going to walk that fine line between professionalism and personality, okay? So there's a few areas in your portfolio site that you can add this to, okay? So, where are those areas? Where to add personality. You can be creative with your About Me section. Write about yourself with some personality. Okay? I'm going to show you an example here of a student. She did a fantastic job of it. So in your About section, add a bit of personality. A nicely stylized welcome message when I come to your website. Right? So if I come to your website, and you got the menu across the top, and you got your brand, and you've got the header area, and it says, Joe Carmendi, motion designer. Couldn't I spice that up a little bit and say, hi, I'm Joe. Welcome to my portfolio site. Right? It's just a little bit different, a little more personality, right? So you could add it there on your main page. Some inviting text on your contact page. Do you like to fill out forms? Why not? That's awesome. Right? But on your portfolio site, if I'm a employer, you want me to fill out your form, correct? Yeah. Okay. So if I come to your contact page and it says the title goes across and it's in big, nicely, a nice font and it's large and it says, contact me. Is that a lot of personality? Does that entice me? Please? Yeah, you could maybe add please to it and then I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, we're not desperate. Add a bit of personality there. You know what I'm saying? Like it can be a little bit different. It shouldn't just be contact and then you have a form. Well, it doesn't really entice me to want to fill it out. Okay? A stylized thank you message after I hit submit. So you've added some personality in your contact page or area and enticed me to fill out the form and I hit submit and then I get a cool message that pops up. Again, a little bit of personality. Okay? And as well, you can see it on like custom 404 message pages. You know, those pages that, you know, they're error pages, right? That you can just customize and add a little personality there. Okay? I feel like those are the areas in your portfolio site that you can add you know, your personality. I would keep in general, your portfolio when you write about your pieces professional. Okay? Not that you can't add a little personality, but just make sure you don't cross the line. Okay? So those areas are super nice to add some personality. So here's one again from Lauren, former grad here, and I love her about section. Love it. So who am I? I'm Lauren, a 24-year-old interactive media design graduate from Fanshawe College, born and raised here in London, Ontario. I'm a lover of all things artistic, unique, and creative, on a personal and professional crusade to make everything a little bit better than when I found it. Old soul, perfectionist, graphic designer, web developer in the making, and pun master. When I'm not occupied with design and web development, I'm probably doodling or eating. Okay? A little bit of personality at the end about her. It makes her a human being, right? And then I actually love this one. This is like my favorite. A little more about my skills. I have a passion for bringing people's visions to life. I'm in a committed relationship with creative design, and I won't settle for anything less than wow. I pride myself in coming up with expressive design ideas that make people feel something. From car companies to tea shops, sports bars to event invitations, I've got the design for that. In addition, I sort of live on the line where design and front-end development meet. I have an ever-growing interest in knowledge in front-end web development too. I am currently polishing my skills in that area so I can add it to the list of things my mom says I'm good at. The ending is just killer. You know, I was just like, that's so much personality. Like I can just feel what she's like, and I don't know her. I do know her, but I mean, I don't know her. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? A little bit of personality. It's just a little bit. It's pretty professionally written, but I'm probably doodling or eating. Okay? A little bit of personality. I love this line. I can add it to the list of things my mom says I'm good at. You know? Shows her personality. Do we have personalities? Show them off. Okay? It's your portfolio site. Show a bit of your personality. Okay? So it doesn't really have to be complicated. There really are a couple goals here. So highlight your best work to help start or advance your career. Okay? And get the user to get in touch with you. That's kind of it, right? Make it easy as possible for potential employers to view and understand your work. I keep reiterating this. I say simple, I say easy, don't complicate it, okay? Don't make me work to look at your portfolio, because I'll leave, okay? I'll leave. I don't have time. So keep it simple. Simple doesn't mean bad design. It doesn't mean bad layout. It doesn't mean those things, okay? Simple, generally speaking, I would say is quite a good thing. Now, I say your best work. What if, say you're like striving for 10 pieces of work in your portfolio site and you've got 8, and you've got 2 that you're kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna put them in there. I'm not super proud of them, but I'll just put them at the end. Is that a good thing to do, or a bad thing to do? It's a bad thing to do. Okay? Because you have to understand, right? I get to judge you and your work before I see you, and and speak to you. So you want every single piece of work that you put into your portfolio site, you want to love it. You want to be proud of it. If your gut says, no, I'm not too sure about it, make it better and then put it in. Okay? Make it better and then put it in. Because I may, when I'm scrolling your website, maybe I look at those two pieces. Those are the two pieces I look at that you're not really proud of. And the other, say, 8 are killer. Right? Don't put anything you aren't proud of. Okay? And if you're not proud of it, make it better so you are. Okay? And it doesn't matter if it's a one-page scroller. It doesn't matter if it's multiple pages. It's up to you. That's the great thing. It's up to you. But that's also the bad thing, right? Because we talked about that. You have no parameters. It's up to you. Okay? Try and keep it simple. Okay? One of the things you'll want to do as designing and thinking about your portfolio sites is, who are you going to be when you leave here? Are you going to be a front-end developer? Are you going to be a graphic designer? Are you going to be a back-end person? Are you going to be a motion designer? Who are you? Okay? Are you going to be an illustrator? If you're an illustrator, don't you think your portfolio site should just exude that you're an illustrator? So I come to your homepage and it says, "Hi, my name is Joe Kermendi," and that's it. But it's got illustration written all over it. And I can innately look at your portfolio site and go, Joe Kermendi is an illustrator. Right? Does that make sense? You want it to reflect the person you want to be when you leave. Okay? Front-end developer will likely have some sort of nice animations or SVG graphics or animations, some interactivity, right? Do I care if a graphic designer can write JavaScript if I'm an employer? No, generally speaking, I don't care. So on your portfolio site, it doesn't have to be loaded with like all these intricate little animations. I just want to see all the great design samples. But if you're a front-end developer, to make you stand out from other front-end developers, then you want to interject that. Okay? I posted these links online, and I'll let you guys view them after I'm done presenting. Okay? But for instance, the front-end web developer, Jack, who is not a former student, if I load this again, it has front-end developer written all over it, just visually. Stefania, you're going to do that, right? Right? It exudes front-end development. Okay. So, without even, hi, I'm Jack, web developer, right? But the site actually has the feeling of a front-end developer, adding little animations and stuff like that, right? Whereas this one here is a graphic designer, and it's pretty darn simple. Broken image, mind you. But it's simple, right? I come to her main page, and she just shows her portfolio samples on the main page. Isn't that easy for me as a potential employer now to go, oh, she's got some nice samples. I can check them out, right? Keeping it simple, 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 okay? And then Diego, he's a motion designer. He graduated from this course, okay? He worked at Cineplex here in Toronto, or in London, sorry. There's one in Toronto too. Cineplex is, you know, Tim Hortons, all the billboards and stuff, you get the animated stuff when you go through drive-through and that kind of stuff. Cineplex here in London does that for across Canada. So that's what he was doing, okay. Working for them, but then he moved on to, I believe it was somewhere in Toronto. So he's done a bunch of work. Okay, click on the sample. Talks about it. Who's it for? The agency, so forth and so on. Writes about it. Here's the video. And breaks it down. Pretty cool portfolio piece, right? Okay. And again, if you look at the simplicity of this, it's what I talked about. You've got the work, so the portfolio. You got his, you know, about him, who he is, and how do you get a hold of him? That's simple. Okay? Obviously, social media is a part of it. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay? But the work is actually his homepage too, right? So think about that. They can be separate pages. So I come to your site, maybe it's just a big header with an introduction. Like, hi, I'm Joe, nice to meet you. I'm a front-end developer. And then you have links to work, about, and contact. You gotta think about those things. It's up to you how you wanna do it. I kind of like the idea of coming to your homepage, a little bit about you, so a little bit of personality, but then I can look at your work right away. Okay. So I could just scroll and get to your work right away. Mock things up. Okay. So you've probably heard me talk about, and maybe even Jared, like we talk about flats. Have you heard flats, the term flats? Like when it comes to your websites that you design, and if I say, send me the flat artwork, it's just that page flat, right? I know, pretty technical. Okay. Can you put your flats of your websites in your portfolio? Sure you can. But make it more interesting and mock it up into where it's going to end up being, right? Now you know responsive web design. So if you want to show off a website that you created or designed, or even did front-end development on, show it on a phone, show it on a tablet, show it on a desktop. You could even show it on a laptop if you want. Just make sure they're all Mac devices. I'm joking. Because they're cool. And the PC, never mind. We won't get into that debate. Okay. Yeah, make sure it's an iPhone. No. Okay? But the moral of the story is, it's more interesting to see the layout, you know, the responsive layout in, you know, a phone, in a tablet, and then, you know, a desktop. And then later on down the page, you can show the flats. Okay? Love mock-ups. Mock-ups are awesome. So if I do a logo, you do a logo. I come to your website and you've done this fantastic logo in your portfolio site. I click on it and I get a new page, right? Kind of thinking of Diego's. I show the logo. I write about the logo. But what else can I do with the logo to mock it up?
Let's say, whatever the logo, like for a full name or something, go to the website and get it like a mock of the website.
So you could mock it up into a website layout?
Like the actual logo is like the purpose of the logo. So like when you go to the website, like they have the logo on the website.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what the purpose of the logo is.
Yeah, so I think that what you're trying to get to is you want to show where the logo can go, essentially. So it could go on the website, but couldn't it go on merchandise, depending on the logo? Like a hat, or a t-shirt, or could it go on a billboard, or could it go on a poster, right? You could come up with those mock-ups to make that portfolio piece visually more interesting. Yes? The logos are great on their own, don't get me wrong. But putting them in the environment that they're intended to go to is even better. Okay? Even better. Could you show any early designs? This is more for like design people, I would say. Or I guess, you know, web layout. You could show early wireframes, I guess, like handwritten ones. But like, you know, the initial sketch, the refined sketch, then the final Illustrator. It works with logos too, right? Like showing the phases of where you started to where you ended. Again, you could do that with web layouts too, right? Where you started, your initial low fidelity wireframes that you scribbled out to, you know, your high fidelity and then your final designs. You could do that for sure. Okay? So it is okay to do stuff like that in your portfolio site. Include social media. Always include social media. If it's clean. Okay? If you don't want the potential client or employer to look at your social media because, say it's Instagram and, you know, hey, we're young, well, you're young, and you like to go out and have a few drinks and party and blah, 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 whatever, don't show it. I'm old and I still like to do all that shit. Okay? So I don't include that. The only one I'm going to, so the other side of it is, if you have a slightly unprofessional social media account, make one that is professional for your work, if you want to. You don't have to. But I would suggest doing that. Okay? The one social media that I believe you have to include on your website, is everyone on social media? Does everybody like social media? Not everybody likes social media. I don't like social media, personally. Okay? But the one that I absolutely have, and it's a must-have for everyone, and if you don't have it yet, get it, is LinkedIn. Okay? Because it's business social media. It's a great social platform to connect you to possible business and be hired. Okay? That's the only one I ask for. Okay? The other ones don't have to be there. Right? Especially if they're not as professional or show you in the best light, let's say. Okay? And really you're trying to create this cycle of communication between your social platforms and your portfolio site and other areas of your, well, portfolio areas. So, for instance, like Behance. Does anybody have a Behance account? Okay, Behance.com. Get one if you're a designer. Okay, add that to your portfolio site, and you'll create traffic. Is what you want. You want more and more people to look at your stuff, because that gives you potential to do more and more work, right? Or be hired with more and more people. Okay? Okay. Contact form. Another area where I said you can use personality, yes? Okay? It doesn't say contact form. You know, let's be friends, like best friends. I would love to hear from you. Send me an email and I will get back to you by the, what did she say? To you by today, I promise. A little bit of personality. It's not, please contact me, please hire me, please, please. Okay? Right down to, it doesn't even say submit. Send it off. Something different. Okay? Could it say submit? Sure, it could say submit. But it's a little more personality. Okay? Try and make me fill that out. And then maybe you did catch me. I'm like, maybe I want to be your best friend. And I submit the form. I send it off. Then I get a thank you message. You know, hey, it worked. Imagine that. Just joking. I knew it would. I'll be in touch as soon as I'm done my coffee. Chat soon. Right? Personality, personality, personality. Okay? Well, we talked about this, yes? Right? That when you hit the submit of a contact form, there needs to have something happen. This good user experience. Okay? So a nice thank you message like that is ideal. Shows off your personality. Okay, your portfolio will always be evolving. You'll always be, once you've created the initial one, you'll always be changing it and updating it. To a point where sometimes you just get totally sick of it and you redo the whole thing. Okay? It's always going to be changing and being updated. Any questions on your portfolios? Does this all make sense? Does it resonate in your brain? Keep it simple. Keep it easy for me to find your work. You got 3 areas to really focus on. Your portfolio, who you are, so your about section, and contact. That's it. Right? That's it.
No samples.
And what?
No samples.
And yeah. Okay, so let's talk about homework. Yes. Your last piece of homework for me. Okay. So we'll break it down and then I'll show you an example of what I actually want. Okay? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You do know next semester you'll think this is a dream. You'll think this is easy. Next semester, every semester gets harder and harder and harder, right? So enjoy it while you're here with this. Okay, based off of this portfolio lecture, okay, use it as a guide. You're going to do some personal research and into what makes a great portfolio site. You're going to use Adobe XD to create a detailed, high-fidelity wireframe. Okay? Just wireframe. No prototyping, no color in your wireframes. High fidelity, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. have to do mobile, tablet, and desktop. I'm joking. You have to do. You just, it's not in this brief, you just have to do desktop. Okay? Just desktop to get you started. Yep.
So you said no prototyping, or should we do it?
No prototyping. Okay? You won't have time. Okay, so no prototyping. And it's just desktop. So I'm gonna say desktop size will be 1920 wide. And then 1080 high, right, for your viewable area. Okay? Which doesn't really matter because it's not a prototype, but 1920 wide. Okay? All right, your deliverables in the end is one PDF. Okay? Give me a PDF. In that PDF, okay, I need these following pages. I need a title page, okay, with your name, your student number, the date, project name, and my name, who the professor is, okay? That's the first page. Second page, 5 links to portfolios that inspire you to maybe make your layout. Fair? Don't use my examples. Okay? Don't be lazy. I did my research. Okay? 5 links. So that's the next page. Then there's another page on the fonts and color palette that you envision that you're going to use. So pick the fonts. You should have a heading font. You should have a body copy font. And then pick a color scheme that reflects you. Okay? Okay? Will that maybe change? Yeah, quite possibly. But I'm trying to get you to plan your stuff now. Okay? So that next semester, I told you your final integrated project is your portfolio. If you lay this out with those colors, with those fonts, and create the desktop wireframe, you can hit the ground running next semester. You really can. Okay? So, I need that in the page. I need a detailed wireframe, like examples shown in class, which I will show you. It's unlimited pages, right? Remember I said to you, you really only need 3 pages, right? About portfolio, which could be your index page, and then portfolio sub-pages, okay? But we'll talk about that in a second. And then contact, right? 3 pages. But if you wanted to add a testimonial page, sure. It's unlimited pages, really. Okay? But like I said here, somewhere, at least it needs the about, contact, and portfolio page. Here's the thing that is going to take you the time. Custom written messages on those pages. Okay? So, I come to your index page. Depends on how you lay it out, but if you lay it out like say Diego did. Diego had a message on his index page, right? And then I could scroll and get to his work. So you can add some custom messaging there, correct? The about page, we talked about that. You can add custom messaging there, and you absolutely have to. I don't want lorem ipsum there. You have to actually write about yourself on that page. And then on the contact form, don't just say contact. Give me a little something, a little personality on the contact page to make me want to fill it out. Don't copy what I did. Okay? Don't copy what I did. Or what Lauren did. Okay? So So it's like 3 little areas of custom messaging that you will have to write. Okay? Okay. You also need a portfolio subpage, right? So I did that on Diego's site. On the main page, I scrolled down, it showed the thumbnails, right, of his work. I clicked on one. Took me to a brand new page. That's a portfolio subpage, where he had all the details on the project. Okay? You need to show one. Okay? You need to show what that page is gonna look like.
Should we separate pages?
Yes, it'll be a separate page. Well, you can tell me that in your wireframe. You can add a little footnote. When I click on the thumbnail, this will overlay on top. That's totally cool. Okay. Obviously, that page is gonna be all fake copy, right? Because you don't have necessarily portfolio pieces yet. So you can do a title that's lorem ipsum and add your details in there. But it's all lorem ipsum. Correct? Makes sense?
Yeah.
You can write about yourself, right? We all have that ability. We write about, you know, enticing me to fill out the form, but the portfolio pieces aren't defined yet. It's just about the layout, okay? So you can use lorem ipsum in there, in that area. Custom written, thank you for submitting page graphic that appears after I submit the form. Come up with something unique, whatever that is, a little bit of personality. Like I said, grayscale wireframes, no colors. Don't give me any colors. Yep.
How are we gonna display the page graphic thing that shows up when out if we're not like prototyping the sites?
I'm gonna show you right now.
Oh.
Okay. Fair? Everybody get it? One PDF with all this in here. Do you want to see what it looks like? Yes? So it connects?
Yeah, please.
Would you like me to post it online as well?
Yeah, that was
Amazing.
How much money do you want to get? All right. Title page. Okay.
With the colors.
There is color on there. It's okay. You can design, you know, outside the wireframes. I don't want any color in the wireframes because we never put color in wireframes. But your PDF that you provide to me, you can design it up. I appreciate that. Okay. So, portfolio preparation, title of the project, my student name, my student number, the date, and my instructor, Trevor. Okay, that's the first page. Portfolio samples, that's the second page. So go out there and find 5. I want to be a front-end developer. I'm going to search out front-end development portfolios. Makes sense. Okay, how they lay them out. Then my fonts page and my colors. So I got my fonts for the heading and my body copy. So my fonts, and then I chose a color for my fonts for the headings and my body copy. These are my colors that I choose from right now. Okay. Like I said, could that change in third semester? Sure, it could change. Maybe over the summer you resonate to, like Deviano said, black. Everything's gotta be black. Okay? I don't know. RGB values and hexadecimal values. Provide that to me. Okay? Why isn't there CMYK values there? CMYK is for print. This is web. So I don't care about CMYK. Okay? If this was brand identity guidelines, then I would, but there, it's not. It's just basically, it's your portfolio site, thinking about it on the web. Okay? So that's another page. Here's my portfolio page, my index page. Okay, this is gonna be the layout. Custom message up top. Here's my portfolio samples. Okay. Links across the top, social media up there. So it's kind of like Diego's, right? When I showed you Diego's final site. Came to a site, it's the index page. I scroll, I can get right to his portfolio pieces. So these are thumbnails, right? All these are thumbnails. Okay, and what do I stay on there? Can't remember. Well, that's not gonna work. I gotta go plus. You know, so, well, hello there. My name is Joe and I create responsive, friendly, unique websites of all flavors for small businesses and startups. Interested? You can check out some of my favorite projects below. If you like what you see, feel free to contact me for more information or to just hang out and have a coffee. Okay, little bit of personality, little bit. You would think I drink a lot of coffee. I do. Okay. That's the main page or portfolio page. The main portfolio page. Then the About page. You'll also notice in the high fidelity layout, I'm adding little footnotes like, note, large background static image showing off some of my work, or a totally new design to fit my portfolio's look and feel. I'm just planning. Plan it out. Think about it. Okay? Could have a little footnote up here saying, you know, on hover, the menu items will, you know, dim in color and underline. I don't know, but that's up to you, right? The more little details, the better, truthfully, for you, because come September, are you guys gonna totally, like, this summer not do any work? Like any school? You'll probably work somewhere. Okay. Are you gonna stop writing code? Don't, because you'll lose it. And I mean lose it as in you'll just forget stuff. So pick away at it a little bit. But think about my stuff. Okay? Who you want to be. That stuff. Okay? Anyways, a little bit there, just describing what's going to happen in a certain spot. Picture of me, or portfolio piece. Okay, it's going to go here. And then, you know, I'm glad you found me. Here's a little more you want to know about me. I'm Joe, blah, 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 and I go into my spiel about me with personality. Okay? Contact page. Again, I think I stole Lauren's comments, you know, let's be friends like best friends, right? Personal approach to make me want to fill out that form. So in this one, I'm asking, okay, I need your name, I need your email, telephone, website, message. That's up to you, okay? Generally speaking, I would say name, email, message is all you really need. Okay. So that's your contact. Here's your sub page, your sub portfolio page. So when I'm on your index page and I click the thumbnail, I go to this page. So this is the layout of all your portfolio pieces. Okay, again, I got a little footnote up here. So this little header up here, the title will show up here. Maybe the title will show up again here, software, coding languages, and then my little blurb. Picture, 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 picture. Okay. Pretty easy. Could have a little footnote here that says, you know, if this is a website, if you're envisioning you're a front-end developer, you could have a little footnote and say, this is where the mock-up's gonna appear. And then down here, you could have a little footnote and say, these are gonna be the flats. You know, or whoever you want to be, right? Just a little more definition. What I like about this layout, well, here's something. Could I add more copy down here? Like in between these two? Sure. Sure I could. Okay. This could be, when you think about it, this could be the brief, the problem, and then the copy that's in here could be, say, the solution. If you want to break it up that way, you totally can do it like that. What I like about this layout is I go into this portfolio piece. Down here, I've given the user the option to go to other portfolio pieces without having to go back, right? What else could I add? And I didn't do this. What else could I add to this page that maybe would make sense? Because I want a job. I want a job. And remember, we want to keep things simple.
Let's say like a contact page or like a page with like you can ask question about
Yeah.
what he did.
A call to action. A call to action. An employer comes here, looks at all this great stuff in the layout, and they're like, oh man, this is so good. Maybe in here, I have a little highlighted area, a button that says, you like what you see? Get in touch with me. Right? Making it easy for them to go to the contact form. Yes? Okay? That would be ideal, and I did put that on here. But you see that all the time now, right? All the portfolio sites that are out there. A call to action, and generally speaking, the easy option of getting to other pieces once you get them inside the portfolio subpage. Okay? All this here is lorem ipsum. Right? Because you won't know what that portfolio piece is yet, per se. Maybe you do. You could add the project name and so forth. That's fine. But you don't have to write about it like I talked about quite yet. Use lorem ipsum. It's totally cool. Custom thank you page. Hey, it worked. Imagine that. You know, just joking. Blah, 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 blah. Personality. Personality. You all have personalities, yes? Leela. Okay. Personality. And that, I believe, is it. That is the sample of what you're going to submit to me. Okay? And let's see when you're going to submit it. And I believe it's fairly soon. Is it this Sunday? It's a little early, isn't it? Oh, geez. You know what? I should give you a week. Okay, so I will change it to Dropbox, and I will give you till start a class next week.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Though you should be able to bang this off. Come on.
No, it's because, you know, just so much at the scenes.
Yeah.
That,
All right, that's fair, that's fair.
Yeah.
We'll do start a class next week. Okay. So I'll set up a Dropbox for, and it'll say section 01. And that's where you'll submit your stuff, and I'll set one up for section 02. Okay? All right. For their class time. Their class time's earlier. All right? Cool? Okay? I will post this for you so you can see it. Do that right now. Okay, so that's all posted for you. Homework portfolio preparation has a sample that I just went through. Okay, and then under week 12, there are some sample portfolio sites there where you can check out as well. Cool, cool?
Yeah.
All right. That's it, that's all. Okay.
So I have to do my second. But I did something, so check it for me.
So, title, your name, student, date, and me. That's good. You got it. So this is your research? Okay. Ideally, that should go on a second page.
Okay.
We did the fonts, okay. You want to display? So you're gonna give me a hexadecimal for that, now that you've seen it, right?
You should probably move to I was not sure about that example.
Are you gonna use Miller Display Light for everything?
No, I have to make sure for
Heading.
for bodies.
Yeah. Okay. So this is just a little before.
Yes. So I made my XP files too, so it's down there.
So this is your actual design?
Yes, so what I was thinking that's what as we in have to have like 3 different pages, or if you think about it should go down or something.
Well, that's what I said, it's up to you.
Okay.
Okay, so, you come to your index page, like this. You click about and you just scroll down, that's fine. Or it can go to a separate page. Okay?
Then I use just random comments because and then I add my address, whatever that like this because or something.
Okay, okay. Do you have 40 of words?
No, just random. Yeah.
So ideally, you're gonna wanna, make sure this is as close as possible to,
Okay, like 8 or 10. Like,
well, I don't know, are you gonna have awards when you?
no, actually.
Okay, so be mindful of that, right? Like, make sure it's, the about me is about you,
Yeah.
but it's custom messaging.
Okay, like
So, tell me about it. Let me know who you are,
Okay.
and so forth. Yeah, this is contact here. Yeah, it can be all on the same page for sure. This messaging as well. That should work. For you, that's not bad. You can add a bit more there. Doesn't have to say submit.
And I was not sure about what we have to put the recipe, so I made this and then the thank you page, but I'll edit for sure. And so these two. And I missed the cross to go back.
Yeah, so you just want something in there to indicate that they can click off and it goes away. And then you need
Yeah, I have to.
your portfolio.
Yeah.
Portfolio and a subpage.
Okay. Okay.
And then that's it. It's actually pretty good what you've done here so far.
So I will probably change these things and the whole page. Other would work.
Yeah, so this is just a little bit about you, which is cool. Like an introduction. I talked about that, and that's where you can add some real personality. Download your CD, which is good. Jeremy, yeah. Yeah. Dig that. This needs some work. You don't have to show your birthday. I'm not saying what's wrong with that.
Okay.
Um,
I have seen a couple of examples I mentioned on the link. They have it.
Oh, okay. They have it, so that's fine. Yeah, this needs to be updated. Some written stuff. Add a little bit here. And then, yeah, your portfolio page, main page with all the thumbnails, and then your sub page where you get details. You're pretty close. Hey. That's okay. You have That's fine.
So there's a section of machine plus.
All I can do is.
Okay.
And this is what I have. I have the laptops,
Mm-hmm.
and then
So, I mean, truthfully, like at this stage, your wireframes aren't necessarily going to reflect what you're going to be or what you want to be. Okay, so if you're into coding, then I would gear this in your brain towards like coding. If that's what you think you want to be, you're done with graphic design. You're like, it was okay, past life. I want to focus on coding. Then moving forward, think about that. It shouldn't necessarily affect this piece of homework very much, right? It'll be very similar layout and so forth.
Renders takes a longer time to render than all of the other geos like your regular camera.
No, but you will at the
This
end.
camera, just click the sound of the camera. See, I didn't do that. So
Like it-
it gives me.
Well, okay, tell me, why are you concerned about that now?
I have to do the tree burn shit, just like food.
No, it's not. I don't need to see any of your samples.
It's all about breaking the spine.
It's just boxes, just like I showed you.
So I'm not, because it's just like.
So eventually,
I was thinking,
To
what if
detail,
it's free?
I do research.
That's why.
Like I'll research on.
oh, like you're gonna, no, I just
Like I
boxes
said,
with footnotes. Just lay out.
I love because it takes hell of a long time.
Because I want you to think about
Like I
it.
said, promo.
Because next semester, when you come back and you take the summer to think about what you want to be, hopefully you come back to the graphic design side. What you could do is just start to populate it and take that wireframe and bring it to life, but gear it towards front end development if you want to, right? But you got the layout, it's basically done. It's just taking it further and adding the pictures.
The beginning part.
That's what concern is, I don't know how to.
I have to scale it up.
You
Say,
person
you could have just like, no, the fence is
fast life.
shit in there.
Well,
feeling like,
you
right?
definitely,
So
you can talk
that
about
was
your
just a
past
scale
life
of
as a
what was on
designer
the
that, you know,
pictures.
I was,
So I have to, basically.
you know, a designer for 6 years and then I was intrigued by code and it took over my creative brain and now I'm into JavaScript and blah, blah, blah. That's the way I think. So in your about section, you can talk more about, yeah, kind of a story of your past life to who you're gonna be, you know, when you graduate.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, I decided that it goes in my budget. I got high this because I didn't realize that this needed, I got when they started to make an edit. So I got high that part, put something up there, and said, I'm supposed to be able to use. But the children said, but they don't know, I just want to tell them, it's all about the details of. Alright.
So for this assignment,
Jared
I'm not sure if
already
that's
asked me,
is
hey,
it
why did you go
needed for the
two different fonts?
like
This
video
and that.
and everything, or
I was saying that this can't, like I said, this is the older, I would say these are older models.
yeah, so it would be like
Right?
this,
No,
not
I gotta
like,
explain it to them in the presentation.
You have to
This is an
include
older model, right?
Yeah.
This is my new,
So you-
anyway, continue.
This
Like I said, I